each time. The driver, the navigator, the backstepper. The navigator, such an important job here indoors where it comes at you so fast and furious. And the backstepper, if you are going fast, your backstepper will be working incredibly hard, just working with the brakes and the balance of your marathon turnout to just try and really get you on those lines.
Indeed, there will be a great atmosphere here in this ring at Lyon, Concours Epic International, the driving World Cup leg that first came here to Lyon in 2018. 7 teams are
Boyd Exell, Boyd, a three-time winner the last 3 years running. Jerome Voutaz, actually the only other driver to have ever won here at Lyon in the history of the leg, going back to 2018.
And go as fast as possible.
There is Voutaz of Switzerland. Anthony Hord, who will be first in the ring. Ben Aillaud, also for France. Ben, unfortunately, on a wild card this year, very unlucky to miss out, in fact, on qualification to be a full part of the World Cup series.
The FEI Driving World Cup is back. 4 horses, 1 driver take on the biggest challenges with the help of their navigators and backsteppers. The goal to reach the final in order. The sport of driving doesn't get bigger than this.
Le sport est prêt, les amis, vous aussi, puisqu'on a entendu vos applaudissements, mais vous allez le faire une nouvelle fois parce que voici la parade. On va accueillir donc tour à tour les équipes qui vont ensuite, chacune d'entre elles.
So as has become a tradition, particularly here at Lyon, the parade of the drivers ready for this afternoon's World Cup class.
Qui vont l'aider et surtout, regardez ces machines, ces superbes chevaux. Regardez, eh bien, on va commencer par ce qui se fait de mieux actuellement. Arnaud, Alison et le public de Lyon, faites du bruit pour accueillir le numéro 1 mondial, l'Australien Boyd Exell.
The winner yesterday, the 3-time winner, the last 3 runnings here at Lyon, Boyd Exell, the 10-time champion.
Boyd Exell for Australia.
Il est suivi de son concurrent de toujours, le numéro 2 mondial pour les Pays-Bas, triple vainqueur des finales Coupe du Monde, champion du monde par équipe en titre, mesdames, messieurs, l'Irlandais Ijsbrand Chardon.
We've just been welcoming Ijsbrand Chardon to the ring as well. There is Jerome Voutaz.
For the Netherlands, Ijsbrand Chardon.
Nous aurons le plaisir d'accueillir
and,
en Belgique par 2 fois.
Glenn Geerts, equal fourth to the 100th of a second on day 1.
Il a été aussi des mondiaux, il sera ravi d'entendre vos
There is
applaudissements.
Ijsbrand,
La Belgique, Dries Degrieck.
former World Cup champion. There's Glenn Geerts.
Represented twice, first of all, one number 11, who has also been the world champions with Dries Degrieck.
Il est suivi de celui qui porte le drapeau suisse, c'est le premier gagnant ici à Lyon, et vos applaudissements pour le numéro 1.
Number 11, Jerome Voutaz for Switzerland.
Nous aurons le plaisir d'avoir le 2e équipage belge, justement numéro 5 mondial. On performé aussi par équipe lors des derniers championnats d'Europe et était aussi de l'aventure.
Already putting on a little bit of a show, going up opposite ends of the ring, turning inside and around each other. It was quite a tame parade yesterday, but today they are all set, these drivers. Turnout number 14, Anthony Hord.
Representing Belgium, Glenn Geerts.
One of the 2 French wildcard drivers. Disappointing for France with both this opening leg and the final not to have had a driver qualified for the full series.
And the world number 3
Dries
representing
Degrieck,
France, and also the Laiterie de Montaigu.
trying to see whether he can open up the season with a podium.
Et nous allons rester bien évidemment avec les équipes de France, même le plaisir de saluer.
Nobody is sitting thinking, gosh, yeah, well, Ijsbrand and Boyd are there, so, you know, I'm aiming for third. They're all aiming to win. And the success in recent times, you know, Jerome Voutaz taking this leg, Ijsbrand Chardon taking a couple of World Cup titles over the most recent period, you know, just shows that it can all be done. Anthony Hord, who will be staying in the ring as first to go. Remember, the best 3 after the first round will come back for a drive-off over a slightly shortened course.
The FEI Driving World Cup, presented by Laiterie de Montaigu.
La FEI Driving World Cup. Voilà, avec Anthony Hord qui est en train de saluer l'ensemble du public qui demande, regardez ses coéquipiers qui demandent du bruit, du bruit, du bruit. C'est un peu comme ça qu'on va avoir besoin de vous. Les chevaux sont habitués, bien sûr, à cette ambiance de folie que vous allez mettre autour de cette piste. Alors que le dernier équipage va nous quitter pour conserver donc l'équipage français qui sera donc le premier à dérouler son parcours. Et ses coéquipiers qui sont en train de justement haranguer le public lyonnais. Je crois que vous commencez à être chaud et je crois que vous avez compris le principe de cette confrontation présidée par la laiterie de Montaigu. Dans quelques instants, la sonnette va retentir, comme on sait si bien le faire avec vous à Lyon. Le cheval s'appelle Danny Napolitano. Il y a favori fantôme.
So the parade is done. We will start looking forward to our first competitive drive of the World Cup Series for 2023-2024. Anthony Hord on a wild card here. Danny Neapolitano, Favori Fantôme and Bitang are the four horses for Anthony Hord. Carol Hord on the back step alongside Yann Lefebvre.
Venu de Belgique, alors associé notamment par le juge en piste Daniel Wurgler pour la
Anthony
Suisse.
with two knockdowns in the initial round and the drive-off yesterday.
Le chef de piste, Jeroen Unterman, venu des Pays-Bas, assisté de Bruno Kampf et Vincent Fauré, Edith Castellon. Voilà donc pour cette équipe qui nous offre ce tracé. On y va les amis, vous êtes prêts? La sonnette vient de retentir pour qu'on ait le loisir de voir évidemment l'équipe de France dérouler ce parcours. Il manque quoi? Juste vos applaudissements et peut-être un petit peu de musique. Eh bien c'est parti, on y va. Allez, appuyez-vous sur le tempo de musique. Prenez le tempo et on y va.
So just coming around to the start, which is by the in-gate of the ring, Anthony Hord for France to get our season off and running here in Lyon. French team driver 4 times in the World Championships. Been a European Championships bronze medalist. Had a good outdoor season, but just couldn't quite crack that top 10. And a really, really positive start here coming down to the first marathon obstacle.
Autour de ces portes, concentration maximale. Maintenant, la précision et de rigueur.
Inside the marathon obstacles, you can see the red and white lettered posts indicating each of the control gates. Once they've opened up a control gate in the right order, they can then use it to shortcut later on, but they can't drive through a control gate early to get a better line.
La porte D, C. Dans un premier temps,
through the C control alongside here, through D. Up to this corridor, right down to the end for E. You see his leaders all the time. The two horses in front just looking through every gap, offering that up. He swings out quite wide to come through F. Leaves the gate at 64, 65 seconds, Anthony Hord. And gets a good spot at the following cone as well, number 4 down there in the corner of the ring. And here, Jeroen Voutaz use these cones so well, so they can't get straight for the bridge until the very last moment. Sometimes you'll see that the backstepper has to come in there and really just hoik the cart across. Going to have the back rail, as it were, off the officer there. It's a double of cones. And Anthony here quite gingerly through the speed box. He's had a knockable there in the speed box, so that's his second ball down, 8.
Et le deuxième obstacle, toujours avec ses portes A à F. On rentre par la porte A ici. On viendra ensuite
Just wonder if the judges also just look at his back stepper, putting the foot on the ground coming out of the speed box. Is not a full dismount, which is definitely penalised.
On sort de cette porte C, la porte D juste en face avec la porte G à l'Even, c'est les tris de Montaigu. Voilà, ça rentre, on l'enroule et plus que
D, and he hangs left very quickly to come around to E. There is another option to go straight forward and carry around on a long left-hand swing to come up through that E gate. Turns around number F. Now, yesterday, a lot of people were going out on the angle there from number F through what was seen. Anthony Hord threads his way through those 2 cones in the corner. He needs to pick up that cone at 12. He does so. Comes back to the bridge for the second time. He's well offline. The final cone, and heading home, Anthony Hord, and the first of the turnouts for France will stop the clock 1-9-0, but it is with 12 to add here in the first round for Anthony.
10 secondes 35, ça c'est le temps de base. Il y a les 12 secondes qui vont faire que le temps passe à 202 secondes et 35 centièmes. Non, non, ils vont pas partir dans le calme olympien, c'est surtout avec beaucoup d'applaudissements.
So 2:02
participation ici
is the time for Anthony Hord, but fantastic for the French team to have a couple of their own to shout for here in the Eurexpo at Lyon.
That was Anthony Hord's first ever performance here in Lyon, 202.35 Arnaud, as we welcome the world number 3 and Laiterie de Montaigu driver.
Et c'est celui qui porte eh bien justement les couleurs du parrain de cette Coupe du Monde, la laiterie de Montaigu, le numéro 1 français, le numéro 3 mondial, Lyon. Redoublez vos applaudissements pour tout l'équipage de Benjamin Aillaud. Avec cet équipage composé de 4 chevaux, Fez, Fruto, Famoso, Fiasco, et avec, eh bien justement, son équipe.
So it really is all to play for here. The 3 who make it through to the drive-off, they'll start from 0. So don't bring forward any advantage they build up in this round, and that could lead to some quite tactical driving.
Le temps réalisé effectif de 185.
Goes next, drove clean in the first round yesterday, drove a 184 around this track. Ben has been a big part of the World Cup over recent years, a 4-time World Cup finalist, including this spring. 7 World Championships drives, he's been an individual and team medalist at the European Championships. Ben with Fez, Fruto, Famoso and Fiasco, with Hélène Ravat and Magali Aillaud on the back step.
Number 1 with his 4 horses, Fez and Famoso at the front, Frito and Fiasco.
As the first 2 cones, thunders down the ring here. And again, this ring is so busy between the speed box, the marathon obstacles. When you have your line and you commit to it, you are being very, very brave here in Lyon.
Precision and balance are the watchwords here for this team. Through B.
He has slightly nudged the obstacle, but the ball stayed in place.
4 horses.
See, he should come through here. Right hand down the corridor. Swings out through the D control. He'll go out now into this top corridor through the marathon obstacle. Just 1 more gate to go, the F control. And his leaders pop out the far side at 61 seconds, Ben Aillaud. And it's a really tight turn. They've got to be under super control to get back to that cone at number 4. Again, the navigator's job is to keep everything straight. Which cone you're heading for, what's next, is the bridge, is it the speed box? But in particular these cones, because they sit in clusters, driving through the wrong one can absolutely destroy a good round.
Le passage de la chicane, toujours délicat.
Ben is very well positioned coming into the speed box, well over to the right-hand side, giving himself lots of room. He's not the fastest through there. We'll see some of the top drivers, Voutaz, Chardon, Exell, carry a bit more speed through that speed box.
Les 3 meilleurs à l'issue de cette manche pourront jouer donc la manche décisive tout à l'heure pour gagner.
You can see here again how that cone, set of cones, number 9, is right in your way for the line you might take in a perfect world back to control B here.
Allez chercher donc juste en face, porte opposée donc. Geerts, laiterie de Montaigu, la porte D bien franchie.
The 2 French drivers have taken this same route, turning left through the obstacle and then making an approach off the right rein through the E control. We're around to the final F. An escargot, I like that in French, for the real tight turn back. Now again, he goes straight out rather than back out through the C control. All of the drivers would have watched all the videos yesterday and really analysed what they think works best as fastest. So we'll see whether they're all going to do that. Ben Aillaud back to the bridge. He was really, again, far over on his line, but he gets a good straight shot at the bridge. One more cone up here in the corner. Number 14, you see him just using the brakes, the back stepper and the navigator. Hanging out, working hard, controlling the balance. Drives a 181. Very consistent with his drive yesterday. It was clear yesterday in 180. It's 181 today for Ben Aillaud.
Seconde, 78 centièmes. Arnaud Alisson sera suffisant.
Great drive from the French number 1 here.
Une petite chose
Ben
indicative, à l'entrée du pont de la laiterie de Montaigu, il était à 82 secondes. Au passage de l'avant-dernière finish line, il était à 155 secondes. Ça peut vous donner une petite indication sur la vitesse de celui qui vient de nous rejoindre maintenant. C'est l'actuel numéro 5 mondial. Il représente la Belgique. Il était 3e cette année de la dernière finale Coupe du Monde, médaillé de bronze des championnats d'Europe et des championnats du monde.
Could be quite competitive if there are others who are going to have a few down. Otherwise, our 2 wildcards will probably just be watching the drive-off today, but Ben Aillaud using a lot of that experience picked up over the World Cup circuits he's driven on in recent years. Glenn Geerts off to a flying start here in front of us with Zeron, Ijsbrand, De Solis and Brickhouse Billy. Charlotte Van Gorp and Kate Guzenarts on the back step for Glenn here in Lyon. And just look at this team go. Glenn drove a 182 with a ball down, so a total 186 recorded.
Using the weights behind of his co-assistants, Charlotte Van der Gorp, Kate Guzenarts.
Just a little bit of moment there, struggling to get his horses to listen as he searched for the B control. Smoother now, C to D. And again, really well positioned. He's well over to the left-hand side of the route, so he's got room for this swing back to the F control. Is he going to get out of here under 60 seconds? Yeah, he is in spades. 56 seconds on the clock. But Glenn Geerts at a very, very early speed check here in Lyon. Leaders were being pushed all the way up there by the wheelers. They went really breaking into a canter. And again, you just see him using the brakes, using the technology and the balance of the back stepper. Swinging around like Bilio now through the speed box, but that was coming to the number 7, the cones with the oxer almost, the back cones. So it's nice setup here. You come from the cone at number 9, just there in the shot, around the whole obstacle into A.
Voilà, allez chercher la porte C, c'est fait. La porte E qui prend diagonale.
Coming back for the D control, and again, they're all going this route here. It does feel like the shortest possible route, rather than going straight through and approaching E off the left rein. Just one more control to go, Glenn Geerts. Yeah, and he does go out through the C gate. Is that important? 1:43 is the time on the clock. And nothing to add yet. Glenn Geerts driving very, very well here. And Glenn, I think, has the real potential to improve on yesterday's time. He is one that has a lot of experience. He can analyze what happened yesterday. Look at his competitors' rounds on the video as well. And step up a little bit to try and be competitive, to try and get in that top 3. That's the last cone. All out for home now. It's going to be under 180. It's just very nearly under 175. And all importantly, nothing to add. Glenn Geerts scores 175.29. Glenn Geerts, Jerome Voutaz, Dries Degrieck, they are all, I think, going to be incredibly close. The battle, you would say, to maybe be the 3rd driver in the drive-off, but nothing is guaranteed for Chardon or Exell. It just feels like it is with the form they've had in the past. But an incredible reaction there from Glenn Geerts as he finishes his round, and rightly so.
Première émission, il s'imposait. Serait bien d'entendre des applaudissements pour la Suisse.
So the man from Switzerland, from Saint-Branchet in the Valais Canton, Jerome Voutaz. Flower, Nora, non-stop du paddock, and Lyon with Bruno Nicolas and Philippe Généré on the back step for Jerome here. Jerome very, very proudly drives his Swiss-bred horses as well. Franche-Montagne and Freiburgers. An incredible start from Voutaz. It's not just the music and the way the crowd supported him. He was absolutely flying. He deserved every cheer. He just knocks part of the obstacle up there. He has an early ball, and I think this is going to be so competitive now. Glenn Geerts would feel good about that ball from Voutaz so early on, through the D control. If he can be a couple of seconds up on Voutaz, maybe it is all to play for. On Geerts, sorry. 55, 56 seconds. It's pretty much neck and neck between Geerts and Voutaz, with Geerts having the 0 score. So Jerome, the only other winner besides Exell of this World Cup leg here in Lyon. Had some very, very good results in the finals over the years as well. Beautifully done through the speed box. Maybe scrubbed a little bit too much speed. Thankfully, he's from Francophone Switzerland, because even I can understand Aillaud. Jerome Voutaz of Switzerland comes round to the B control here. Now, Glenn Geerts left this obstacle at 1:43. Against, they're all so consistent with their route from D to E. Just one more gate to drive, and then we'll see what way he exits. He is incredibly close here. He carried, he's gotten confused of which way he's going to go. His horses were turning so tight. He's wasted time. He's about 1:45. He could have been up on Geerts. As it is, he's about 2 seconds down and carried the penalty for the ball. To say that code sets so well, because you've then got to wiggle back to your line for the bridge. Jerome Voutaz. Half the arena to go, just this number 14 in the corner. 1:75, is he going to drive faster than Geerts? He's not, and he's got to have the time penalty as well. In fact, he is a fraction faster on the ground. 1:75.23, but with the 4 to add, it is 1:79.
Pardon, Alisson, juste derrière, donc nos amis belges, à moins de 4 secondes.
1:79.23 indeed, with those 4 seconds in for that.
Just those couple of little errors there. Tapping the marathon obstacle for the ball early on, put him on the back foot, and then the moment, you'd probably also say maybe just scrubbed a little bit too much time in the speed box, but the moment coming out of this GL Events Laiterie de Montaigu Longines obstacle at the top of the ring cost them dear, I would say.
Number 7, who joined us now, second of the World Cup leg, that was here in 2:21. He was also the winner in Soma, 4th in Windsor, 6th in Aachen in that same year.
So a driver who has had a good relationship here with Lyon, been second here before. Dries Degrieck. Dries, who was in 3rd place yesterday in the initial round of competition, so gets a very, very good draw. 3rd World Cup season. Dries was actually 4th here last year as well. Hunter, Leon, Kane, big start. The horses, Anne Botterberg and Frederick de Bruyne on the back step. Wonderful adjustability from his team, having really stretched out across that long diagonal of the ring to bottle down, throttle down as they came into this marathon obstacle. You can actually really take a bit of a go into this obstacle as well, to the A control.
Non seulement équilibrer la voiture, des fois, voilà, vous voyez, pousser un petit peu pour retrouver un petit peu
C
d'équilibre.
and D are good. Nothing added so far for Dries.
Et le public qui à ce moment-là a un rôle important. Allez-y les amis. Allez.
Last turn. He swings out wider than anyone else. We can see that in the tracks on the ground. 56 seconds. Nothing really to choose between our drivers coming out of that first obstacle just yet. Setting up for the bridge now. It's the one penalty so far at the bridge, and don't forget the cones on the exit side are just as much in play. Any ball you have down counts against you. So he could have been a little bit further to the right, entering the speed box. He has to make a very, very sharp turn, but carries a good bit of pace. So they're all going inside those cones there at the corner, which are cone number 1, to get their first approach into this obstacle. 1 or 2 were going outside it yesterday.
Avec aucune seconde de pénalité pour Dries Degrieck.
Incredibly smooth here, driving his B gate.
Avec Léon, avec Kane, avec Big Star. Pour l'instant, tout va bien aussi jusqu'à la porte C. On enroule maintenant cette porte D pour aller chercher le meilleur chronomètre. Pour l'instant, pour se qualifier, vous savez, c'est les 3 meilleurs que l'on qualifie pour le drive-off.
Very good through this second marathon obstacle. Dries Degrieck of Belgium. What's the time going to be? What's the exit point going to be? The exit point is backwards through C. What looked like the best one yesterday, and about 1:39 on the clock as they do so as well. Well caught through the cone, back across the bridge. You feel the rumble in the arena as they go across that bridge.
1:08.178 faster than to go to the drive-off.
1:75. If he drives faster than that, he's in the drive-off. Look how much faster he is. 1:68. Dries Degrieck is in the lead at the moment with only 2 drivers remaining, so he is a guaranteed contender in today's drive-off. The drive-off starting order will be based on the result of this round 1, but other than that, it starts from scratch. There's absolutely everything to play for.
For them our top 3, Dries, Glenn and Jerome.
Dries, who drove a cracking drive-off yesterday in 1:74 over the short course. He sets the whole long course up today in 1:68, including no penalties. Yesterday he had 3 balls in the first round, so all to play for. Dries is through to the drive-off. Will it be against the usual suspects?
Et c'est l'actuel champion du monde par équipe et champion d'Europe, vice-champion d'Europe aussi, qui mériterait d'entendre tout Lyon.
A driver who has been World Cup champion, world champion, European champion of the sport. Ijsbrand Chardon, Chris van der Rue and Edith Chardon on the back step for Ijsbrand, driving Phantom, Casper, Nista and First One.
It is fabulous Fabry, Phantom, Casper, Maestro, Nista and First One.
Dans ce cas-là, un petit bouquet de sable. Allez, maintenant, nous voici donc dans le passage des premières portes. Parfait.
When you see these guys, though, very, very top ones. Saw some of the other horses, they look like they're stretching out, but they're in that very, very long carriage horse trot that has broken into a canter. Ijsbrand Chardon's horses are just on the cusp of galloping as they lead across, and the wheelers are more than able to keep up.
Rien n'a bougé sur ses portes, il ne lui reste plus qu'un grand côté à faire, un demi-tour, et déjà d'entendre...
56 seconds is the best anyone has done coming out of this obstacle. Chardon could be a second or so down, 57 by our reckoning coming out of there. Chardon just struggled with that turn to the next cone after the marathon obstacle in round 1 yesterday. He gets it fine today. Wasn't clean and clear in either drive yesterday. He had a ball both times. that 168 from Dries a moment or two ago. That is going to really put a marker down. Ijsbrand and Boyd are going to want to ensure that they've got the pace, the rhythm to try and be in play with Dries Degrieck sort of time. I mean, both men, Chardon and Boyd, were in the 160s yesterday in the drive-off.
Second series of A. As they go through B, rolling themselves around. Look on the left side of the screen, no penalties so far as they go through C. World number 2 in the ring here. Obviously precision and balance.
Talking in the ring about precision and balance, I think it's the precision at such speed as well. The pace that Chardon is carrying through this marathon obstacle is to be admired. Now again, this was a moment where Chardon, a little bit like Voutaz, got caught up between which exit he was going to take. It's good today, it is about 1:39. So not far to go. Chardon still on the 0, so he is absolutely up against Dries Degrieck's 168.10. 8 seconds from here. I don't think he can do it. Chardon looks like he's going to be second best at this point. All out to the finish because he's got 175.29 to be in the drive-off. He does that. 172.02 with nothing added for Ijsbrand.
Parce que quoi qu'il arrive, avec ses 172 secondes et 2 centièmes, il est pour l'instant donc deuxième.
So he's in the drive-off, but he might have to go first.
Dernier attelage, il est sûr d'être en finale. Rien que cela, ça mériterait bien d'entendre des applaudissements, s'il vous plaît. Ijsbrand Chardon, le néerlandais. Dries Degrieck, et pour l'instant, est-ce qu'il y aura aussi la Belgique pour le barrage? Parce que regardez qui va faire son entrée en piste.
C'est le rival de toujours de Ijsbrand Chardon. C'est lui qui a gagné hier, c'est lui qui a gagné 3 fois ici à Lyon. C'est l'actuel numéro 1 mondial. Mesdames, messieurs, Lyon, merci d'accueillir.
So great drive from Chardon.
Exell.
Couldn't quite catch Dries' first round time, but maybe he's just keeping a little bit of petrol in the tank ready for the drive-off that starts from scratch. He's safely in the drive-off, that is confirmed. Then Geerts needs to sit and watch this round to see whether he too will be going to the jump-off, or whether, as you would expect, it's going to be Boyd Exell, the 3-time Lyon winner, the winner here yesterday, the 10-time World Cup champion and 6-time world champion of the sport.
On y va. Allez.
Banjo, Jupiter, Barney and Mad Max, Emma Olsen and Luke Castellano on the back step. It's just incredible. If you ever have the opportunity to go to one of these shows that features indoor driving, you should go. Just the energy, the vibration, the atmosphere in this ring.
Maestro Jupiter, Barney 668, Mad Max, Emma Olsen, Luc Astigano, donc, qui aide Boyd Exell. Voilà,
so Boyd knifing through the B control like he's a jump-off rider in the show jumping. He knows to a nicety, to the inch, where he and his horses are, and he can take that kind of risk. It's smooth. This is one of the tightest rollbacks as well to the final control, and 54 seconds for the leaders' heads coming out of the marathon obstacle. Still on the 0 here as well. Boyd looks like he's all out, not only to be in the drive-off, but to drive last here in Lyon.
Allez, jusqu'au bout. Intéressant le passage, parce qu'à partir de maintenant, on va voir s'il a un petit peu d'avance.
Comes to the obstacles. See there in their little box. And onto the speed box itself. Oh my goodness, that was so incredibly fast. He barely took a pull, just relying on the training and the hard work he's done with these horses.
Nouveau passage, Allison. dans ces portes.
Exactly, this final part of the course where precision and balance is required as they go through these 6 different ports.
1:39 have been the fastest exits from this obstacle.
Gate C. As he comes up and goes round through D, 2 more to go. Look at the focus on the horses as he's going to go through E in a very few seconds. And the final one.
Final turn back to F. He should be going out on the angle there. With the red C on his left-hand side, he does so. He's away. Just a couple of cones to go. 1:40 on the clock. Halfway down the ring, so he has to have come out of that obstacle at 1:38, 1:37 maybe. He was green at the official time check as well. 1:68.10 to beat. Surely he can do it. 8 seconds from here for sure. Boyd Exell for Australia is going to be the leader going into the drive-off. 1:65.46, judged to a nicety. He's in front, and he's enough in front without absolutely draining the tank and blitzing the opposition, because with a drive-off that starts from 0, that's not necessary. If you want to drive last, you only have to be 1/100th of a second faster than the guy who's the current leader. Dries Degrieck and Ijsbrand Chardon will join Boyd Exell in the drive-off to come here. It'll be points for 4th for Geerts and points for 5th for Jerome Voutaz. Remember, Ben Aillaud and Anthony Hord drive here on wildcards. Incredible drive, as you'd expect, from Boyd Exell, a 3-time winner here in the past at Lyon. And a jaw-dropping, breathtaking speed box drive from the reigning World Cup champion. So as I said, Boyd, Dries and Ijsbrand come back for the drive-off, and Ijsbrand will drive first, then Dries, then Boyd, starting from 0. Geerts and Jerome Voutaz, points for 4th and 5th. As I say, Ben Aillaud and Anthony Hord representing French driving here on the wildcards in Lyon. So the drive-off of those top 3 coming up. Don't go too far away as the action continues and concludes here at Longines Equité Lyon. Welcome back to Lyon. Our starting order for the Drive-Off has Ijsbrand first, then Dries Degrieck, then Boyd Exell, driving for the points at the first leg of the season. A season that's not long about really getting going. Maastricht, Stuttgart, Stockholm all coming up before the end of this month. Geneva, London Exell, Mechelen in December, Leipzig in January, and then we'll know the athletes qualified for the FEI Driving World Cup finals in Bordeaux in early February. A man who knows what it is to have been World Cup champion of the sport, and indeed his son Bram has also been World Cup champion of the sport. Ijsbrand Chardon, an absolute legend of four-in-hand driving sport. Ijsbrand drove that clean 1.72 with us in the first round. Now the difference between the drive-off and the first round is very simple. They just dropped the D control here at this bottom blue marathon obstacle. So it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But now with two drivers having been in the 160s before him over the slightly longer course, what does that make Chardon do? Ijsbrand Chardon looking to maximize his points accrual today. He will of course get points for minimum top three.
On commence avec le premier obstacle. Avec toujours les 6 portes de A à F, on a bien enroulé la
So the reason they can't turn just through a simple 180 back here to get the B control is because that other end of that second corridor is the E control. They can't drive through it early, especially not in the wrong direction. So C.
C'est eux qui donnent la direction et la vitesse. Ce sont les chevaux qui sont attelés en timon. On y va. Toujours la porte D, tout va bien. La E et enfin.
He does drive the D gate. Perhaps it's been left in today. My apologies, but not always provided with the full information. Ijsbrand Chardon certainly drives the full obstacle.
Et encore accéléré pour gagner du temps justement sur ce grand côté. Il y a peut-être encore
down to the bridge, crossing the bridge, 75 seconds time elapsed, still on the clean go as well.
Face à cette chicane, essayer de pas rompre
Chardon
trop le
over
rythme.
into the speed box.
Entrer suffisamment vite, mais pas trop non plus. Voilà, pas de perte d'équilibre. On remettre de l'énergie.
It's fascinating to see the leaders keep up a very similar pace whilst the wheelers really buckle down, and the marathon turnout itself, the carriage comes to an almost complete stop as they use the braking and turntable braking to get around.
La première est bien franchie, la porte B maintenant. Elle est enroulée pour aller chercher donc à gauche. Écoutez comme il donne de la voix.
C control that most have been, the fastest ones have been using is the exit from this obstacle.
La porte D. Voilà, qui est bien franchie, il ne lui restera plus que la porte E et F. Et peut-être commencer à entendre des applaudissements venir au rythme de la musique du public. Allez les amis. Regardez
No, he's just gotten held up a little bit. Still coming out at 138, 139, but it could have been 136 for Chardon. After having a ball in both rounds yesterday, though, the fact that he has been fast and clean so far, both times today, will be very, very pleasing for the season ahead. It'll be high 160s, it might be just over 170. So he drives a 168, a time that was bettered by both of his competitors in round one. But there is nothing to add for Ijsbrand Chardon, driving a 168 with nothing to add here in the drive-off at Lyon.
Actuel numéro 2 mondial vient donc de réaliser les 168-62. Arnaud, Allison, nous voici avec la Belgique.
Indeed, we are with Belgium now with the world number 7 who's in the ring, second in the World Cup leg here in Lyon. That was in 2021, 168.62 to beat. Here we go now with Belgium and Dries Degrieck.
Dries Degrieck, Anne Butterberg, Frédéric De Bruyne et ses chevaux que sont Hunter, Lyon, Kane, Big Star. Les amis, vous savez ce qu'il vous reste à faire dans les tribunes. La sonnette a retenti.
So Dries Degrieck already driven faster around this track once than Ijsbrand Chardon. If he can replicate that performance, Chardon won't be the winner here. Dries has been close before. He was top 5 last year, he placed 4th. He was 2nd a couple of seasons ago. And is guaranteed top 3 here this year. Clearly a venue that he likes, he enjoys driving at.
D, E, and F. First through of his first negation. Precision, as we said,
very, very snug.
Of terms.
There, coming out of the B control, he had a great line, showing a lot of confidence in his driving.
Big Star. So far, so good.
Yeah, you just see the backstepper just making that little adjustment, making sure that the wheels aren't going to tap the corner of the marathon obstacle.
The final gate. There we go,
So carrying a ball. 4 seconds to add, and the way these three have driven in the first round, that is, I think, going to be a country mile of difference. Dries Degrieck now, I think, can drive as fast as he likes. I don't think he's going to be able to drive a 1.64 and be faster than Ijsbrand Chardon and be able to include that ball. And it's so tactical as well, because if Dries knows he has that ball down, the chances are he's going to just try and be a little bit faster than is natural and is comfortable. Be that little bit ragged, and that can so easily suddenly incur a second ball, and then it's definitely all over. But with the margins so close, Dries must feel he could potentially drive 4 seconds faster than Chardon.
Sortie de biais. La porte D.
It is really interesting on the second day how they all coalesce pretty much around the same route through an obstacle, especially the very top drivers. Away, 1:38. The times are all competitive. The times would all put Dries pretty much neck and neck with Chardon. Neck and neck, though, is no good, because he needs to be 4 seconds faster to account for the ball that he had down at the blue marathon obstacle, the bottom end of the ring. It's incredibly close. He's going to be maybe a touch faster on the ground. Yet 1:67.59. He'd have done it on the pure driving, and he does, as we suspected, pick up a second ball. It's going to be 8 to add for Dries. So a 1:75 adjusted time for the Belgian driver here in Lyon.
Ça va donc se jouer entre Ijsbrand Chardon et celui qui vient nous rejoindre maintenant, le triple vainqueur ici à Lyon. Vous savez ce qu'il vous reste à faire pour l'accueillir chaleureusement, notre numéro 1. Il est là, Boyd. Il est là. Prenez le tempo.
The theatre of it all really comes into play now. The arena speakers making sure that everyone knows exactly what's at stake and exactly who is striving for the win.
C'est pas grave, on va regarder. Petit coup de trompette supplémentaire pour Boyd Exell. Allez, il ne nous manque plus qu'une chose maintenant, et bien c'est la musique, et on est parti.
Everything is set. Boyd Exell
Accrochez-vous les amis.
just needs to repeat his first round drive. Just. It was an incredible drive. But we've have seen incredible drive after incredible drive from this man over the years. You don't win 10 World Cup titles without him. And look how hard, look how far out his backstepper was. The way Boyd wanted to really power into and drift in that top corner of the ring. Using absolutely every inch of this Akita Lyon. He's had a ball. That clean drive from Ijsbrand Chardon is suddenly looking very, very valuable in 168. Now, Boyd Exell could drive a 164, but he cannot possibly afford another ball. 51 seconds coming out of there. That is incredible with the times we've been watching from other drivers. It was 56 all day long yesterday. So to be 5 seconds faster than the main body of the guys. And that early ball, and Boyd knows he's had it. Actually, I think it's one of the leaders knocked it off with his nose. Let's see, we'll get the official split time here in a second through the speed box. The risks he takes through that's incredible.
And these gates, which are essential, he'll need to clear them all as we go through A.
See if he was coming out of here 1:35 after the F control. It could be done.
As it goes through D. 2 more to go.
Tighter line from C to D than some.
Going through E.
Again, look at the time, look at the time. He's out. It's 1:31 from his horses. Even with the 4, this could be done. Boyd Exell for the win. 1 full lap of the Akita Lyon Arena. His clock needs to stop at 1:64, 6:2 or less. Look at that little wiggle up to the last. He knew he could even take a moment to get it right. Under 160, 158.76, Boyd Exell. Incredibly, he could have had a second ball and still been faster than Chardon. Boyd Exell proves, as he almost does every weekend of FEI Driving World Cup, why he is the 10-time champion of this, why he is the 6th-time world champion of the sport, why he's the first ever driver to have been awarded the FEI Best Athlete Award. Just an incredible competition here in Lyon. And an incredible drive from Boyd Exell. Watch here, watch for the ball. We're going to see it. It's just in the far corner of that blue obstacle that he had that incredibly early ball. He might actually, when you speak to him, say that that's what really delivered victory, because to try and drive to mitigate and negate the cost of that ball, I think had him on the absolute limit. And look at him there, just stepping forward, a little bit of a tap alongside the wheelers with the whip to just hold them on line and get them to be really tidy through that speed box. Super, super drive, but the effort, the concentration, 4 horses, all the reins, just using the whip there to guide and coax, whilst listening to your navigator, whilst making sure your backstepper is out, whilst working the brakes. It is just an incredible feat for all 7 of these drivers. Anthony or Ben Aillaud, wild cards here. Points for 5th for Voutaz, 4th for Geerts. Dries Degrieck in his first drive off of the season in 3rd. Chardon is 2nd, and Boyd Exell takes 10 points from Lyon on his assault on an 11th FEI Driving World Cup title. So the FEI Driving World Cup moves on. Next time out, it is Maastricht, when Kuster-Ronde will line out for the first time. Mareka Haan, Michael Braukle, Geerts will drive again, and so will Georg von Stein. Bram Chardon and Boyd Exell will drive in Maastricht on wildcards, so they can't pick up points. And then we see the mix of those qualified drivers coming through then at Stuttgart. Boyd Exell will drive for points at Stuttgart. At Stockholm, Boyd Exell will drive for points, and the wild card will be Fredrik Persson of Sweden. In Geneva, Anthony Hord will get another wild card there, as Boyd will sit that one out. Bram Chardon and Kuster-Ronde probably going head-to-head there with Voutaz with the home side behind him. London Exell, we'll see Boyd Exell drive on a wild card alongside Dan de Bruce. Mechelen, Boyd Exell, pretty much his local show from his base in Valkenswaard, the Netherlands, with Geerts and Kuster-Ronde on the wild cards. And going on to Leipzig then.
So Boyd, first of all, congratulations for your 4th time winning here in Lyon. How does it feel to secure another victory in the Indoor Driving World Cup here in Lyon in front of 7,000 people cheering you?
It's incredible. In a short time with the driving in Lyon, the public are really behind the driving. They remember last year, they remember the year before, and even from yesterday, I really felt the support from the drivers and the public. They love that, the smooth driving, they reward it, and they just love speed.
What were the key factors that contributed to your success today?
I've got one of the fastest teams in the world. So I already said that's a responsibility, but we had an early ball. One of the leaders just nudged the ball with his nose, but I turned him so short and tight. It was just one of those things with indoor driving. So then we put the accelerator down. I said, come on, boys, you need to help me. I looked after you yesterday, so dig deep, and they were brilliant.
Can you just share in a few words any insights into your preparations for these indoor events and how they differ from outdoor competition?
The choice of horses is very different. We have, I have galloping wheelers, more blood horses, and then I have clever, super sensitive Lipizzaner leaders. So it's sort of a made team that they're like overgrown ponies, and they know when to preserve their energy in the warm-up arena and then know when to use their energy in the main arena. So it's actually much harder to build an indoor team than it is to build an outdoor team. You want better movers for the outdoor, for driven dressage, but here the horses, with that music and the public, the horses have to know their job. You know, you don't really tell them what to do. You just steer them and let them do the job.
So we will see you here in Lyon next year?
Yeah, I love Lyon, and the organisation always does a good job and are really hospitable to all the drivers. So thank you to Lyon.
Thank you.
Some great and interesting words there from our winner here in Lyon, Boyd Exell. 4 in a row, with the first ever victory going to Voutaz back in 2018. Of course, as first leg of the series, Boyd will have the maximum points going forward, with points also for Ijsbrand Chardon, Dries Degrieck, Geerts and Jerome Voutaz as being our drivers contesting the series with us here in Lyon. As I say, we have a change of the guard then, second time out in Maastricht, when Bram Chardon and Boyd Exell will both be driving on wildcard, so Bram actually won't be looking to pick up points until the third leg of the season. Kuster-Ronde will line out for the first time, Mareka Haan, Michael Braukle, Geerts will drive again for points, and Georg von Stein will line out for the first time in Maastricht. So all to play for as the season continues, and that is over the course of just next week again, the 9th to the 12th of November, from Jumping Indoor Maastricht. A great show, and one the drivers really love, and they love having driving in the Netherlands because it is such a hotbed of driving sport. To have not had it on the calendar of the FEI Driving World Cup for several years has been a real loss for them, and now Maastricht stepping into the breach and running a great show for these drivers. Well, that is not the end of FEI sport here, of course. from Longines Equipe de Lyon this weekend. We have the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup coming up for you. The first horse and rider in the ring at 3:30 local time this afternoon. That's Central European winter time. And we'll look forward to bringing you all that action on FEI TV, Flip My Horse. But for those of you who joined us for the FEI Driving World Cup, the first leg of the season here from Lyon, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon. But it's bye-bye from now. We'll leave you with images of the awards to come.
Bien, je crois qu'ils sont prêts à venir nous rejoindre. Il ne manque plus qu'une chose, c'est d'entendre encore une fois la ferveur du public de Lyon pour saluer justement les meilleurs justement de cette édition 2023 de la FEI Driving World Cup. Présenté by les Tris de Montaigu, les voici les meilleurs. Oui, oui, prenez le tempo de la musique, encore une fois, elle le mérite amplement. Oui, vous pouvez continuer vos applaudissements pour saluer tout simplement celui qui, une nouvelle fois, entre dans l'histoire de ce sport. Numéro 1 mondial, Paul Exell, suivi d'Ijsbrand Chardon, le coéquipier donc, Aillaud. La Belgique est bien troisième, mériterait bien d'entendre vos applaudissements retentir. Dries Degrieck. N'arrêtez pas vos applaudissements de grâce parce que regardez la quatrième place. Une nouvelle fois pour la Belgique, Geerts. Suivi de la cinquième place, la première édition d'attelage chez lui qui s'imposait, la Suisse, Jerome Voutaz. Le public lyonnais attend la France, et bien les voici. Voici donc Benjamin Aillaud. Anthony Hord. Les 7 meilleurs de cette édition, donc 2023. L'une des étapes Coupe du Monde, une finale qui aura lieu à Bordeaux. Mais encore une fois, Lyon nous a permis de vivre une finale juste fabuleuse avec ses 4 chevaux en main, ses coéquipiers. Sport individuel qui se pratique vraiment en équipe. Bravo, chapeau donc à ces équipages merveilleux, quelle que soit leur nation. Mais celui qui va accrocher une nouvelle victoire à son palmarès, il s'appelle Banjo, Maestoso Jupiter, Barney 68, Mad Max 81, c'est aussi le talent d'Emma Olson, de Luc Astigano. La victoire est bien pour l'Australie, Boyd Exell.
With obviously its fabulous 4 horses, Banjo, Maestro Jupiter, Barney 68, Mad Max 81, and Emma Olsen and Luz Astigano also part of this team, who once again are the best here in Lyon.
Eh bien, mesdames, messieurs, à l'occasion justement de cette belle victoire, et comme il convient de le faire, si vous êtes assis, ayez l'extrême gentillesse de bien vouloir vous lever, puisqu'en l'honneur de Boyd Exell et de ses coéquipiers, va retentir l'hymne national de l'Australie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Australian National Anthem.
Il aura été parfait une nouvelle fois, 3 années consécutives. Eh bien voici la 4e maintenant où il s'impose. Je vous en prie, Madame Caroline Di Stefano, en tant que directrice générale laiterie de Montaigu, pour aller remettre donc le plateau d'argent à Boyd Exell, qui va être accompagné donc de Monsieur Serge Lecomte, président de la Fédération française d'équitation, pour aller évidemment saluer ce champion d'exception, et Madame Sylvie Robert, présidente de Geerts Equestrian Sport, pour remettre donc un trophée, bouquet de fleurs, plaques et flots. Félicitations bien sûr à l'ensemble de cet équipage australien Boyd Exell.
Congratulations to Boyd Exell, of course, to all of his team, congratulated by the managing director and obviously our partner of this FEI Dressage World Cup here in Lyon, Caroline Di Stefano, managing director of Laiterie de Montaigu, congratulated by Serge Lecomte, the president of the French Equestrian Federation, and Sylvie Robert, the chairman of Geerts Equestrian Sport.
Ils sont bien donc les numéros 1, Boyd Exell une nouvelle fois, avec ces échanges, quelques petits mots évidemment passionnés. Elle est d'attelage, Caroline Di Stefano donc, avec ce grand champion d'exception que vous pouvez une nouvelle fois applaudir, l'Australien Boyd Exell qui s'impose, 4e victoire d'affilée ici à Lyon. Son rival de toujours, mais quel brio, je crois qu'il mérite une nouvelle fois d'entendre Lyon saluer sa 2e place, Ijsbrand Chardon, le Néerlandais. Au règne de favoris fantômes, de Casper, de Maestoso Mister, de First One, en compagnie d'Edith Chardon, bien sûr, et de Chris Van Roy. Une nouvelle fois, une salve d'applaudissements, s'il vous plaît, pour l'équipage des Pays-Bas.
And congratulations indeed to the Netherlands, second place world number 2, Boyd and Ijsbrand are always vying for that top spot with the forces at the front, Favori Phantom, as well as Casper at the back, Maestro Mitzer and First One, as well as Edith Chardon and Chris Van Roy.
Bien sûr que nous avons le plaisir de saluer la 3e place. Et là encore une fois, la Belgique sera ravie d'entendre des applaudissements pour l'un de ses meilleurs meneurs. Bravo, Dries Degrieck. Il est bien 3e. En compagnie d'Anne Motterberg, de Frédéric De Bruyne. Il y avait aussi ces fabuleux chevaux que sont Hunter, Léon, Canby et Big Star.
And congratulations also to the Netherlands on the 3rd place of the podium, Dries Degrieck with Hunter, with Leon, Canby, Big Star, Anne Motterberg and Frédéric De Bruyne.
À la 4e place, justement, de cette confrontation cet après-midi de la FEI Driving World Cup, presented by Laiterie de Montaigu. On va rester en compagnie des meneurs belges et déjà d'entendre des applaudissements salués, s'il vous plaît. Geerts, il est bien long, 4e, avec Charlotte Van Gogh, Kees Gutsenhardt. Il y avait donc le cheval Zeron, Aillaud, 2 solistes, Brickhouse Billy.
And our officials making our way to congratulate the fourth best performance here today in Lyon for Belgium. Glenn Geerts, Charlotte Van Gorp, as well as Kay Gussenaert with Zeron, Edmond de Solst and Berghaus Billy.
Bravo donc, la Belgique. On va attendre aussi des applaudissements. Bien sûr, il est en train de vous saluer. Vous pouvez l'applaudir encore une fois. Pour qu'on ait le plaisir aussi de saluer l'équipage en rouge. L'équipage, je suis Jerome Voutaz. Ils sont bien là donc, nos amis suisses, auteurs de la première victoire ici à Lyon, avec ces franches montagnes que sont Flower de Gesnay. Et il y avait aussi Nora de la Perle, non-stop du paddock Léon. Jérôme était aidé dans sa tâche avec Bruno Nicolas et Philippe Jeanneret.
And a fifth position for the driver that won the first leg ever here in 2018, Switzerland, Jerome Voutaz, with Bruno Nicolas, with Philippe Jeanneret, as well as Flower de Gesnay, Nora de la Perle, non-stop du paddock, and Léon.
Les officiels vont se diriger maintenant vers les équipages français pour qu'on entende des applaudissements, s'il vous plaît, pour Benjamin Aillaud. Benjamin Aillaud tout d'abord. Alors, avec Hélène Rava et Magali Aillaud, ses coéquipiers de toujours. Voilà, félicité. Et on peut mettre évidemment dans cette boucle le cheval Fez, Frutto, Famoso ou encore Fiasco.
And congratulations to the best press performance and for the Laiterie de Montaigu team, Benjamin Aillaud, Hélène Rava, Magali Aillaud, as well as Fez, Frutto, Famoso and Fiasco.
Et il nous restera donc une nouvelle fois entendre des applaudissements salués pour un équipage français. Invité de cette année, il n'a pas démérité, bien au contraire. Anthony Hordé mériterait bien de vous entendre saluer sa présence. Anthony, mais aussi Carole Hordé, Yann Lefebvre. Voilà les coéquipiers de cette voiture marathon. Tracté donc par Dani Napolienato, favori fantôme au Big Tang.
And a seventh place tonight after that historic team bronze at the Europeans, Anthony Hord, Carol Hord and Yann Lefebvre, and the horses Danny Neapolitano, Favori Phantom and Bitang.
Chacun d'entre eux a été récompensé et on va garder aussi une salve d'applaudissements pour celles et ceux grâce auxquels nous avons vécu ce grand moment de sport. La laiterie de Montaigu, partenaire fidèle, historique justement de l'attelage. Sylvie Robert, présidente du comité d'organisation d'ailleurs, tient à remettre cette plaque partenaire à Caroline Di Stefano pour son soutien sans faille. Et il serait bien d'entendre vos applaudissements, remercier encore une fois. Ce sont tous ces partenaires, mesdames et messieurs, qui vous permettent justement d'être là et de pouvoir vivre au rythme des meilleurs mondiaux dans chacune des catégories. Et Caroline Di Stefano vient de mettre une bombe. Ne me dites pas qu'elle va monter dans une voiture. Si. Bon. Alors pour tout vous dire, elle est passionnée, elle est meneur, elle aussi. Voilà ce pourquoi elle se dit, il n'y a pas de raison. Elle sera dans l'une des voitures et celle justement de Benjamin Aillaud. Mais pour l'instant, c'est tout le public de Lyon. Allez, qui va prendre le rythme de l'hymne officiel d'Equita Lyon. Allez, on y va pour saluer le tourneur. Ces meneurs avec à leur tête 6 fois champion du monde, 10 fois victorieux des finales Coupe du Monde et il s'impose une nouvelle fois ici à Lyon. L'équipage australien de Exell.
There's also a second place for the Netherlands. Ijsbrand Chardon, Ijsbrand Chardon with Favori Phantom, Casper, Maestro Midster and first one.
Bravo les Pays-Bas, bravo la Belgique, Dries Degrieck. Il y a aussi donc la prestation que nous aurons le plaisir de saluer donc dès la sortie de nos amis suisses. Bravo donc Jerome Voutaz, Bruno Nicolas, Philippe Jeanneret, l'équipe de France qui mérite très bien d'entendre nos applaudissements. Évidemment, c'est de garder pour nous tous seuls les 3 meilleurs de cette saison 2023 ici lyonnaise. Elle est belle cette figure. Le podium de cette édition 2023 voit une nouvelle fois le sacre du meneur le plus rapide au monde. Exell. Vous pouvez saluer la sortie de Dries Degrieck, Ijsbrand Chardon. Et de continuer un petit peu plus fort vos applaudissements pour celui qui, eh bien, signe une 4e victoire ici à Lyon. Meilleur meneur au monde, 6 fois champion du monde. C'est bien lui, c'est l'Australien, Tomboy Exell et Bibi. Et Bibi.
passe pour éviter que ça s'embouteille.